がここにいるうちの本物のスクールスポーツのために行こうぜベイビーバンこの国は気をつけて、現実になることがありますからね。
So we're going to go ahead and continue the long-standing tradition of covering Japanese boxing here on True School Sports. True School Sports, the number one home for Japanese boxing in America. For an American, arigato gozaimasu. Thank you to everybody out there. And ayete okata. Nice to see you guys again. Listen, we're here. The grass is green and the girls are pretty. The mall. And I'm over here eating, what is it? It's orange chicken, some rice. You know, getting some big things in motion for you guys. I can't really speak on them right now, but you'll see soon enough. But while I'm sitting here at the food court pondering some things, I wanted to make a follow-up video to not just the Naoya Inoue fight. The fight was great. I really enjoyed it. I had a great time watching him and Ramon Cardenas throw down and put on a great show for the boxing fans and really ignite the boxing weekend and save and salvage the boxing weekend because, you know, Turkey's card is disappointed. But I wanted to speak more about the event itself because there was a lot of speculation, not just amongst the boxing fans, but even for me, about like how the event would sell in America. You know, because while Naoya Inoue has boxed in America, and I knew he had a fan base in America, you know, putting it in the T-Mobile Arena, you know, a 20,000 seat stadium, I wasn't sure how it was going to sell. Now, it is worth noting that they didn't have the upper levels of the arena open. They were sectioned off by curtains, so only the lower bowl tickets were available for this fight. And the official number that was reported by Top Rank and the official number that us in the media got from Top Rank through the media relations people is that the Naoya Inoue announced crowd comes out to 8,474 tickets. So just a shade south under 8,500. Listen, to me, very strong crowd. When you consider the fact that, you know, there was boxing fans that went to New York to try to go to the Barbosa fight or to the Teofimo Lopez, Rolly, Ryan, all that stuff. You know, this event lost some fans to that. And then you just factor in there was so much boxing on. Maybe people were being discouraged. You know, you have other sports going on, like you had the NHL playoffs going on. You had the NBA playoffs going on. It's a very, very action-packed part of the year for us in America for sports. So for Inoue to come do that, you know, I think that's a good crowd. There's American fighters with world titles that can't do 8,000 tickets. So, you know, that's to me, I like that number for him. I was there. It was a good crowd. It was a spirited crowd. And he was very well received by the crowd. I mean, there were a lot of Japanese people that made the trip to America to watch him fight, but then there was also Americans that you know, Asian Americans and just regular Americans. Like I met a couple at the fights. You know, they wanted their chance to see the monster, and they got to see a great fight, and they got to see a treat. So that being said, I think this is good for the monster if he wants to continue to build upon his star power in America. I think, you know, with the fight like that, you know, people are going to want more. People are going to want to see him more. And it's just incumbent upon the powers that be, you know, Ohashi Boxing Gym, Mr. Honda, Top Rank. They gotta, you know, eventually do the fights in America. And with the way everything's situated now, I don't know if he'll be in America anytime soon. I mean, he's gonna fight Merge Akmadalia, presumably in either Saudi Arabia or Japan. Then after that, he'll probably fight Nick Ball in England or Saudi or Japan. And then after that will be Junto Nakatani. If he gets to do all that with wins, he'll be fighting Junto Nakatani. So maybe at the earliest, you could probably expect Inoue to come back to the States in the latter part of 2026. And that's assuming that he doesn't lose a fight and have to do rematches with somebody, because then that pushes it back even further. But I think it would be very stupid for Inoue, Ohashi, Mr. Honda, all parties involved, to disregard the American market. Listen, you now have fought on a big-time venue. You now have experienced big-time boxing in America, what it's like, and the electricity of that when you get it going. And look, I think American boxing fans deserve some credit, because yes, there were some Japanese fans that made the trip, but no, there was mostly Americans that were in that crowd. And that being said, you know, the American boxing fans deserve some credit, because we always hear about how bad American boxing is, and the promoters are not good, and the fans don't show up, and this, that, and the third. But listen, they showed up. even during the week at the grand arrivals, at the press conference, especially the press conference. I mean, the press conference they had in the media room, and there was people lined up. There wasn't like 10,000 people. It wasn't Canelo, Tank, or anything like that. But, you know, at a time where boxing fans are demoralized, there's no Canelo fight week in Vegas to pull people in. There's no Mexican fighting as the headlining fight. You know, Canelo was in a terrible fight the previous night. Rolly, Ryan, and all those guys put on a terrible fight. Like, boxing fans have been a little dejected during the week, and they've had reasons outside of this week to be dejected here in America, but that didn't stop the boxing fans from them coming out to show the support and the love and the appreciation for the monster, and for all, not just him, but Rafael Espinosa as well, who had a big contingent and a big following as well. You know, they came up and they came out and they showed out, and they brought great energy, and it was a great crowd. And if you were here in Vegas this past weekend, you would know how amazing the crowd was. But that's the news, guys. 8,474 people showed up. Good crowd. You know, there were a lot of conflicting reports going into the fight. I heard that he was going to sell more than Tank did at the MGM Grand. I don't think that he did, because 8,474, while it's a good crowd, it's not more than what Tank sold against Frank Martin, so that wasn't correct. As far as, you know, him not selling well at all, that wasn't true either, because there were a lot of people that paid their hard-earned money to come watch the monster fight. So, like, as I suspected, the truth was neither bad nor was it overly good. It was somewhere in the middle, and that's what we got. And yeah, so listen, shout out to everybody who came out. If you watched this video and I didn't get a chance to meet you, you know, shout out to you if you came out to the fight. If I did get a chance to meet you, because I met quite a few of you when I was at the fight, what a pleasure it was. I would say, in all my years covering boxing, this is like one of the, it's in the running for the best night of my life covering boxing, because there was just so much meaning behind everything. Going into the fight, being there, the people I was there with, it was just special. So listen, guys, True School Sports is the #1 home for Japanese boxing, and I got some amazing things on the way. So you'll be getting some announcements here very, very shortly. So stay tuned for those. Stay tuned for all content. Check out all the YouTube shorts I dropped, and look out for all the future videos as well. But yeah, leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. I'm in the fight capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, and we got a monster in town. For more great boxing content from America to Japan and everywhere else in between, make sure you guys subscribe, stay tuned, and keep it locked.